What's going on, people? So tonight I did a nice little squat workout. Various different kinds of squats. You'll see here I'm loading up for shoulder side squat. So loading that side lateral line of fascia and tissues, and having to compensate and balance the leverage in the body. When we load different areas, we're working different parts of our body that we don't usually work in this linear based world. So this is something unique that I like to share, is just getting the whole body activated, and it feels so much better when you do a full workout. You do all the different angles. You don't do as much volume sometimes, but it's really just, it's incredible just how it translates to strength gains in all different levels, literally all different dimensions. So I started my workout. This is just me recording after doing a lot of things. I usually do my sets to warm up and get in my body, and then I'll pull out the camera when I'm ready, and basically repeat the sets, or do my last set or whatever. And sometimes do more sets after the camera. But yeah, I started with a lot of floor work, some rolling squat get-ups. You'll see that I was slapping the ground to kind of stimulate, if I was falling backwards, you would want to drop your weight and slap the ground to disperse the forces. And so yeah, I'm just doing a bunch of different get-up progressions with the rolling, with a single leg, the regular squat get-up, all that good stuff. And these are great because if you can't do a pistol squat, then it'll really help you. But you want to work on your stability before you do it. And this is probably the easiest progression. If you tuck that leg underneath, like this figure 4 position. And then you got this side bent sit right here. Pushing the hips up and forward, then switching behind to the other side. These are really great. A lot of people can't do this. So if you work with me, then I can show you all the progressions that I use, because a lot of the times people will get intimidated, or they just get lost in oh, this looks really hard, and you make it look easy or whatever. But there's always a lot of effort that I'm putting into this, and a lot of time, and a lot of rest. A lot of people don't rest enough, and they don't go at it from a relaxed pace. They don't take their movement practice slowly and, enjoy it. They don't get creative with their body. They don't get playful with their body because they don't know how to move in that way. So it's also something unique that I offer for everyone that I train, and it's very valuable. I don't see it out there a lot. And so yeah, that's most of the floor work, and I'm gonna grab a kettlebell. Yep, 70-pounder. Do some front squats. Not using the handle, but the side for a little extra challenge, and just stimulating and simulating if it was like a rock. So next part, just gonna do, some zerker squats. And the zerker, you kind of load up right here on the crook of the elbow. You want to start super light and get your body used to that. If you've never done them before, you don't want to do these with that much weight. Even if you can lift that much weight, you want to work on conditioning yourself. So yeah, I was just playing around here. I really like to get different angles and stuff. Shows different parts of the body working. Yeah, just like to show as much of my process as I can without getting too crazy. Take a moment, breathe, and get on in there. And you'll notice I kind of retract my shoulder blades and puff my chest forward, keeping the hips strong to set up for that lift. I don't just like let my shoulders sag forward. I'm actively pulling them back for extra support. And as you get in there, you might start to get a little bit of elbow fire going on. So again, you want to build those guys up. They're really good. And you might be able to get that full front squat going all the way down. But I was kind of focusing on keeping my core really engaged, trying not to do too much butt wink, which is when the pelvis kind of tilts forward at the bottom of the squat. But at the same time, I don't feel like it's that detrimental. A lot of people will think it is. But as long as you're not doing crazy weight. Got a little balancing, a little jumping today. Be mindful of the ceiling and the space. So what I love about jumping and balancing is you can kind of get a flow where you just start with, forward jump or step up or, balancing on the bar. And then as you get good at those simple skills, you kind of piece together different kinds of jumps. And doing this, really, you can stay moving for a long time if you just, do small jumps, if you do running jumps. You kind of walk around the space, you shake it out. You breathe. And a lot of people, most of the time they're at the gym, they'd just be standing around. But I'd be walking and playing and feeling my body the entire time. And as much of the day as I can, too. Like, even as I'm recording this, I'm kind of, like, in this awkward position leaning onto my bed. And I'm like, I should probably shift around. So it's all about listening to your body and feeling where there's tension and relaxation and promoting more relaxation when you need it, but also in using tension wisely. So it's like using tension on those Zerker deadlifts and squats, and using it here and stepping down, balancing, pressing into that foot, but also trying to relax the arms here, as you balance. Because if my arms are tight, they can be a little bit tight, but if they're too tight, it's gonna make my whole body not malleable to the balancing act. And, the jumping too, it's always something that takes a lot of practice. So if you work with me, I can share some of the progressions for that with y'all, from my natural movement certification and just my experience. So I've been working on a lot more low bar kind of squats. Low bar meaning below the traps, more onto the delts, the rear delts. And it's been a little awkward. I haven't had a coach for powerlifting really, but my mom's remarried, and he this guy Chris, he is a really great power lifter. So I've gotten some stuff from him, but I haven't really had a coach with lifting. But I just try to stay aware of what does this feel like, and then what does it look like, and what does it look like in other people when they do it. And so I've watched a lot of people and learned over the years, through my intuition and just through like what actually feels good. Like, is this wrecking my body or is this actually good? And so you'll see with my jumping too, when I like to jump down, I do this thing with the arms we learned in MoveNat, where it's like you move them like 4 different ways. You move them forward, then back, then forward, then and they're back. Or actually, they end up being forward at the end. So it's pretty intense, but once you get that, it really helps the momentum. Here I'm just showing those 4 angles you can load. You can load the front, you can load the side, you can load the back, and the other side. Now we're bringing out this 120-pound sandbag from Go Ruck. Thank you, Go Ruck. Done a bunch of those guys. This gets me excited because I don't usually pull out this guy. It's also a little obstacle to jump over. Again, small jumps. Maybe you can't do those big jumps I was doing just yet, but I'm pretty damn sure most people can do this. They can jump over, they can crouch and jump over. Might be a little challenging, but try it out. Try playing around with that. Try shaking it out, breathing, feeling the body. Now I'm going to load the side body. So I started my workout tonight. I didn't show all of it, but I started with 50-pound side-loaded sandbag using the rec bag, which actually doesn't have sand in it. And then I got up to the 90 pounds, which I showed in the beginning of the video with the 2 plates. And then here with 120 pounds. And I kind of do that same kind of rising progression. Sometimes I'll do the pyramid up and then down in terms of like building up in weight and then lowering the weight, but doing the same reps or more reps as you go down. Okay, it's fun. And looks like I didn't sequence the video right, but that's okay. Here's me doing it on the other side. Sometimes lately I've had my glasses knocked off, so I gotta be careful. I gotta work on my vision. I've been taking some herbs for it, some eye bright and bilberry, and getting back on my green juices, and kind of been like raw vegetarian lately. It's really been a good flow for my body, but this winter has been crazy with trying out all kinds of diet stuff. I was fruitarian for a while, and I'm no longer really there, but I do really respect what it did initially for me in 2018. It really got me out of depression and just filled me with so much freaking light energy. It's crazy how powerful fruit is. But also there's a lot of other powerful foods out there, like raw milk, and love goat cheese and goat milk and yogurt. So good. It's a lot more similar to human milk than cow milk is, or any other milk. And here I'm doing some uneven loaded barbell, 45 pounder on there on a 45 pound bar, doing some uneven presses, clean and press, and then squat. And I really love these because it's like I'm pushing mostly with that right arm right here, and then I switch over left, and now I'm pushing with the left arm, but I'm pulling down slightly with that right arm to balance it out. Because if I removed my hand, or if like I went to a push position with both hands, it would not work. It would just tip over. But those really engage you. And again, when you engage your body in a novel way, like you're not just doing squats, you're not just doing deadlifts, like you're loading them in various ranges angles with your feet or grips with your hands or positioning of your spine or your limbs or the width of your stance or just all of that stuff. All of these variables we can play around with. And it's like we can keep there being staples in these things. Like I'm doing squats in this workout and jumps and balancing. Those are staple movements. It's really freaking simple. I don't actually plan out my workouts. I just do the staple movements. And I've been doing this for 7 weeks in this style. And it's really working for me. It's really fun. It's really sustainable because I can take as much rest as I freaking need. I can do, I could have done this whole day body weight only if I wanted and still making progress. And people don't realize that. Like, they think that rest inhibits their progress. But there's so much rest that I take in a workout and between workouts, and also active rest and just like going for walks. Like, people really need to start there. They need to start with movement that relaxes their body. Walks, yoga, tai chi, meditation, contemplation, just contemplating their life in a positive way, like where you don't have to stress your body all the time. It's also about the yin, the relaxation. So I hope that this is all valuable to you, and I'm really looking forward to sharing more of this stuff. So if you've been listening or watching this far, don't do it like I did. Don't load onto a sandbag. But anyways, if you listen this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I'll be having more like this, and I look forward to hearing comments or emails. Email me at grantbigmoves@gmail.com, or just comment below. And please like, share, subscribe. If you want to donate, I appreciate that on my link tree. If you want to dance along, if you want to try this stuff out for yourself, go for it. If you want to train with me, let me know. I offer really valuable training, and just want to get people back in touch with their intuition, with their bodies, and enjoying their practice and their lifestyle. So, love, vision, is strength. Peace out, y'all. Till next time.